Something follow me home. Dear K. Camille, I know this sounds crazy, but I promise I'm not making this up. A few months ago, my cousin convinced me to visit an abandoned church that's supposedly haunted. We laughed, took pictures, and left. That's where you went wrong there. We ain't even down to the letter, and you went wrong. I don't play with the dead. I don't play with nothing. Churches held funerals. Churches is religion. I don't play with stuff like that. Don't play with stuff like that. Of course, I'm follow you. Let's keep reading. Ever since then,
it's the 28th hour experience with K. Camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K. Camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K. Camille, 28th hour experience. Talking about books, different looks. Talking about stories that leave you shook. K. Camille, 28th hour experience.
welcome and hello. What's the deal? It's your girl K. Camille with the 28th hour experience where you know the stories are real. Now, we are here with episode 34, and I call episode 34 No Easy Answers because this has been a hectic week since I've been gone. And on top of that, the 28th hour um, of truth, the 28th hour of truth, the letters are steep and they aren't really questions that have easy answers. So let's jump right onto it. I missed y'all. I hope y'all miss me. We are about to be approaching July this week. I love July. It's my birthday month, and I know y'all looking forward to the holidays. Detroit will be outside this week because we have Chris Brown and Usher here for their concert. They will be here the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th, which means we have Chris Brown and Usher here for Independence Day weekend. Now, I love seeing it. And of course, Chris Brown has been adopted by Detroit and he knows it. That's why he added that extra show because he holds Detroit in a special place in his heart. So I can't wait to see the shenanigans this weekend when it comes to Chris Brown and Usher. And then next weekend at Nikki's Lounge on July 10th, we will have Peasy and G Herbo at Nikki's Lounge for their all-white party. And if you don't have tickets and you want to go, please go get you some tickets. Go check those guys out. I love their music. Go get tickets if you are in the city. Each weekend will be popping. I'm telling you, each weekend will be popping because then the next weekend after that, you got the Doughboys Cash Out. Okay? So Detroit is going to be lit every weekend in July. It's no excuse to not have fun in the city of Detroit, okay? Now, anywho, can we talk about these TV shows? So y'all know I don't really watch TV, but when I watch TV, I'll get into something and I'll binge watch it, and then I'll go months and months and months without watching TV again. And if I watch some, it's old reruns, whatever. But I did check out The Burrows on Netflix, 8 episodes. It was really a very interesting TV show, I will say the least about that. It tripped me out. Like, I love horror. I love thrillers. I don't like gore, like, constant stab, killer, like stuff like that. I don't like that. But I do love haunted stuff, like stuff like that. But this wasn't per se like that. But it was something that pulls at your thoughts like, they could have something like this already going on. Because I just think about where did the writers get this concept from, and that's what tripped me out. Like when they found out the ins and outs and just the cover ups and everything. So if you haven't watched The Burrows, please go check it out. You will get mentally finagled with, for sure, because it really messed with my mind and it made me more so anxious than scared. Like, ooh, that could really happen, and if something like that is going on. The next show that I am currently watching, I haven't finished the series because, when you're watching it with your partner, you can't, go ahead. So we are still watching Nemesis together, which it is so good All the actors and actresses look great. It's well written. Every episode, it's ending with you cussing like, wait, why you ain't do that? Why? It came straight in with action. Each episode is action packed. I love the dialogue between the characters. I love the backstories. And I love like the cat and mouse game. It's not an annoying cat and mouse game. So if you need something that is going to enthrall you, those are two shows. One I have checked out completely, loved it. And Nemesis is really good. It's 8 episodes as well. I love Netflix. This whole 8 episode thing is just enough, not too much, just enough. And each episode is around 40 to 50 minutes, so you get a good, well-round episode. So even if you don't want to go to the next episode, you still got enough. You know what I'm saying? Now, still on TV because I am looking forward to this. And if you are a Snowfall fan, you will be looking forward to this too because September 8th with FX on Hulu, the spinoff to Snowfall is coming. It's called The Drop, a Snowfall Saga. And this is going to be looking like it's starring Wanda and Leon. So I am looking forward to this because Snowfall was a really, really good show. 6 seasons, all great. We all got our favorite seasons. We all got our favorite sayings and stuff. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I really hope that they keep the same momentum up that Snowfall had and, don't try to go too far. But I hope they know that people are going to be looking like, is Franklin going to do a cameo? If he does do a cameo, will he still be an alcoholic or will he have changed? Or will they do that thing where they like mention him in the beginning of the episode, like, Franklin, how they did, like how they explain Smokey away on next Friday. You know what I'm saying? So I am looking forward to it. I just let Hulu go because primarily I watch Hulu. I keep Hulu for Abbott Elementary and 911, but I'm like, it's just so many streaming this and streaming that. But I don't know, they may get me back because of this, but that's what makes all this streaming stuff a headache. And we're going to talk about the streaming stuff next time we meet, okay? I want to get into Beyond the Headlines because it's been some crazy stuff going on around the world. And Beyond the Headlines is a segment where I cover different stories from across the country, around the world, that I think would pertain or be informational to you. So let's start with Venezuela. I want to send prayers out to Venezuela. They're devastated by twin earthquakes. So two massive earthquakes measuring 7.2 and 7.5 struck northern Venezuela just 39 seconds apart, causing catastrophic destruction. Entire apartment buildings, hospitals, roads, and businesses collapsed, with the hardest hit areas including the coastal state of La Guaira and parts of Caracas. Hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please put it in the comments how to say it right. I'm not trying to mess it up. Rescue crews from around the world have been searching through the rubble around the clock, often digging by hand because heavy equipment has been difficult to get into some areas. Aftershocks have continued, making rescue efforts even more dangerous. One of the most heartbreaking parts of the disaster is the number of people who remain unaccounted for. We're talking about thousands. Early reports put the numbers in the tens of thousands. Though the figure changes frequently as families reconnect, shelters register survivors, and rescue teams locate people. Officials have warned that the death toll is expected to continue to rise as searches continue. Now, when disasters like this happen, we're reminded how quickly life can change, and the only answers is so many questions that it's no answers. You know what I'm saying? Now, on a normal day, it turns into a fight for survival. In a matter of seconds, you could be having a normal day, then it goes to a fight for survival. It really makes you think: are we spending enough time with the people we love? Are we putting off things that really matter because we think we have more time? The way that the climate is going today, things are so different. Families are being brought up so different, and this is not the time to stray away. With all these natural disasters and catastrophic things happening to people, I hope that in all this it makes people get closer, because whatever is happening right now, us being apart is the furthest thing that we need to do. But again, I want to put my prayers out there for Venezuela. Next time when we talk, I will have more information on that. I hope that as many survivors can be found as possible. And through these dire situations, it's sounding really, really bad. So let's put prayers up for Venezuela, Cuba, the no power. It's just like a lot going on right now. Let's go to some more crazy stuff and how we ain't got the answers to why people do what they do, how people can be national disasters themselves. So we got a nasty ass Arby's worker. Here she is right there. An Oklahoma Arby's manager was arrested and charged with felony poisoning after she was caught on video spitting into a customer's sandwich on purpose. The customer claims the contamination directly resulted in her testing positive for oral herpes, HSV1, as the employee allegedly had visible symptoms while on duty. The highly publicized incident unfolded with the following, and this was in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. The manager is Amanda Hendricks, 38 years old, and another employee, thank God for that employee, reported the spitting to the police. And surveillance footage shows and confirms that Hendricks leaning over the sandwich and lowering her face while preparing the food. Now, Janika Church, who purchased the food at the drive-thru, ate part of it and shared the rest with her family. So how devastating is that? And ain't no telling if it's minors involved, if she gave some to her kids. Because I know my kids always come in and begging for anything I have. So, more about the victim. Church developed painful sores shortly after eating the sandwich and later tested positive for HSV1. The lawsuit alleges Hendricks was aware she had an active herpes outbreak with visible lesions, but still spit on the meat anyway. Now, local authorities arrested Hendricks and booked her into the McCurtain County Jail on a charge of poisoning food with intent to injure. Now, Church and her family have filed a lawsuit against Hendricks, Arby's, and affiliated franchise groups. The suit cites battery, emotional distress, and gross negligence for allowing an employee to work while visibly contagious. This is why jobs, when somebody calling sick, let they ass stay home sick. Y'all be thinking people lying. Let they, with all COVID should have shown people in these companies, when somebody says they're sick, let them be sick, even if they lying. You don't, because now Arby's is about to face a hell of a lawsuit. Now, the lawsuit also alleges, this is about to piss y'all off. The lawsuit also alleges that after discovering the incident, the restaurant staff attempted to cover it up and initially offered the family insulting compensation, including free sandwiches and a $5 gift card. What in the hell would make you think that I ever would ever in life? What would make you think that woman ever in life wants to even eat anything from a drive-thru again where she cannot see her food being made? That's trauma. And if she did break down and do it, she's going to go to the same place? I don't think so. Y'all are going, we may not know Arby's no more. They already closed and left and right. This may be the nail in the coffin for Arby's because, again, me and my friend were laughing about who is keeping Arby's open. I know who's about to close it. Now, I got a question for y'all. If someone intentionally contaminates your food, should that be treated as assault? I think it should, because that's something lifelong, and that's something where she has to carry with her for the rest of her life. Like that lady should be going to jail for life because you ruined somebody else's life, their quality of life. Her quality of life will never be the same. Or should the punishment be even harsher because you trusted them with something you're putting in your body? Like, that's why I feel like she should get life. Those were my questions. And y'all tell me what y'all think about that story. If somebody contaminates your food, should they be treated the same as assault, or should it be harsher? Because it's something that you are consuming and they know that. Let's go to even more crazy. In New York City, we got the people. Authorities have indicated that they were investigating a series of incidents in which groups of people were seen entering and exiting the sewer system through manholes. The suspects are thought to be looking for any valuables that might have slipped down the drains of residents throughout the city. It's still under investigation. Do you know how bad the country got to be for people going in manholes to get. I mean, it's clever. We're not gonna sit here and lie. I wouldn't even thought of that. That is clever because when we watched those videos a few weeks ago, and those people were getting washed away. So you're not telling me wallets didn't get washed away, car keys, rings, and all of that. So they on some other top level thievery, but at the same time, we down so bad that this is the first thought after a disaster. Let's see how much more devastating we can, make it. So that was crazy. Now I got this last story, and this I don't have an answer to why he did it. Maybe y'all can let me know what y'all think below why this man did what he did straight from the rooftop. So in Florida, a Florida man has made headlines for a break-in that had a weird list of stolen items, but also for the way he broke into the store. This man broke into the store. You see footage on the CCTV footage how he broke in through the roof while the cashier was standing right there. Okay, so the Bradenton Police Department in Florida responded to a burglary alarm at Bud's Mini Mart on Carlton Drive around 9:55 p.m. Now, the man who did all of this, he has later been identified as 46-year-old Brian Jones. Spent less than 10 minutes inside the store, but did take away a few handfuls of things. Now, let me tell y'all what he took, and no, it wasn't money before you ask. Police say Jones walked through the store, grabbed a few handfuls of cigarettes, a couple stacks of lottery tickets, alcohol, bologna, and cheese slices. He literally was looking for him some snacks for tonight and a possibility to win the lottery. People are crazy. Like that, I don't have an answer to that. I just thought it was crazy. And then it made me think, did he do that so he can go to jail to ensure that he get bologna sandwiches? Because that just sounds like, hobo tendencies. He didn't even steal the money. He like, I need something to eat. Give me a couple cigarettes and I'll put it all on these lottery tickets. Who, child? Let's go to one of the 28th hour Insider's favorite segment. It's one of my favorite segments since the beginning. Is Song of the Week. And I am so excited about Song of the Week. I love when I get to do Detroit artists Song of the Week, when I come across any of their new stuff or something, anything Detroit artist related. I love when it makes it to Song of the Week. So, Song of the Week comes from Detroit's very own Miss Charity. She's a beauty. Let me start off by saying this. I love her music down. She has such a beautiful tone, soulful, very sultry. But this Song of the Week, she put a little twist on things in which I can really, really appreciate. I came across it while scrolling my timeline on Instagram, and I've been listening to it ever since. So the Song of the Week is called Cruel, the D Mix, and it's called the D Mix because it's been blessed by Detroit's very own. We have GT on there, Dusty McFly, Early Mac, Payroll Giovanni, and HBK Kid. And when I tell you, she starts the song off with bars. She got the buffs on, the orange hair, her signature look. She looks beautiful. The bars are so hard, and then she goes right into her soulful singing, and I love it. But what I love most about duets with guys and girls, like, I love to hear the guy's perspective. So the song is about a guy treating a woman cruel, obviously the title, but each guy is responding in his own kind of way of as to why he did what he did, why he's sorry. And it's just an interesting take on guys' perspective on love and why they do the things they do to the women that they love. Because women don't have answers and all we want is answers. So I feel like this was the perfect Song of the Week that just came and found me for this episode of Having No Answers, because why are you treating me cruel? So I want y'all to check it out. Tell me what you think of it. She's really, really a dope artist. Go follow her on Instagram. Also, her most recent project is called Warm and Soft. You can find that on all platforms as well. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you some of your favorite jams of hers if you already have checked her out, or some of your favorites that you discover on Warm and Soft. So shout out to you, Charity. Shout out to the Detroit artist GT, Dusty McFly, Early Mac, Payroll, Giovanni, and HBK. Shout out to y'all. This song is dope, and I'm rooting for y'all. So let's go on to some more music news because we got to get into this BET Awards. The BET Awards was Sunday on the 28th of June, and I'm going to tell y'all Drewski was the host, and he did his thing. Like, he literally was entertaining from top to bottom. He brought his parody characters out fully maxed, from the pastor flying over the crowd. They gonna turn Rick Ross into a meme because his face, like, look at this nigga. Like, it literally was hilarious. He did the Jay-Z parody. You know, it was entertaining. It brought me back to when I used to be excited to watch the BET Awards, like come in the house from with my friends so we don't miss the BET Awards because we wanted to see the performances. Speaking about performances, my girl Cardi B did her thing. She opened it up on this pole motorcycle type thing, looking beautiful. You could tell she's seasoned, comfortable. That tour brought something out of Cardi, and I really enjoy her set. But everybody is talking about the pretty and petty ending of her performance, where she talked about the BET Awards, and her dancers cleverly had them surrounded by her, including the one she won that night. She was like, I want to thank BET for my award, like, and this is another one on the books. Like, Cardi told you, I love how she ends the song, do this and beat me. Like, do this and beat me. So, she's putting her money where her mouth is, and that she said, I'm pretty and I'm petty as fuck. So she is standing 10 on that, and you can't help but respect it. But it was really a good show. I really, really enjoyed her show and her set, not just because of that. It just was a good show. She has some good music out. It's like she got a breath of, life in her. So shout out to you, Cardi. Now, can we talk about some icons right now? We had the illustrious Janet Jackson come out to present to the other illustrious Tiana Taylor Icon of the Year award. First of all, let's get into Janet Jackson's I Get So Lonely bag. This is the kind of what she had on for I Get So Lonely, but she had that red hair and the hat. This is a more toned down, demure version because she had the bra and the ties for the I Get So Lonely. I'm a big Janet Jackson fan. I love her so much. So I understood Tiana Taylor, like, oh my God. That's just like, if I ever get to interview Janet Jackson, I'm going to fall out. But I'm speaking into existence because you never know. So, hey, Janet, I love you. If you ever see this in life, we going to talk. But I love the homage she gave our good Gemini brother Tupac on the shirt. She looks beautiful. And it just made me proud. That's how icons should be looking. That's how icons should be treated. Standing ovations to the point. She's like, can y'all sit down so I can see the teleprompter? Like, those Jacksons, like, they seasoned them well. Like, they are stars. Like, they just carry themselves so different. And I love seeing Tiana Taylor get her flowers because she has had an impeccable year, from being the creative director for NBA YoungBoy's concert to her movies, Emmy nominations, being in the Oscar winning movie, the music. Like, she got that divorce, hit that concrete like a rose, and ran. Like, shoe endorsements. Like, she's doing so good. She was just in Scary Movie 6. Like, so for her to get Icon of the Year, she also got Best Actress, she got Director of the Year, and she got Vanguard Award. So she ate up, at the BET Awards, and it was well deserved. She is one of our starlets, and shout out to Tiana Taylor and the beautiful Miss Janet Jackson. I want to talk about D'Angelo's tribute. I love that. I love that his children were there. I loved Ari Lennox's performance. D'Angelo is a timeless artist, and when we lost him, we lost deeply a treasure, so I'm glad that BET did their big one in honoring him. But they came with the honors, right? Because I'm going to watch Lauryn Hill's honors over and over and over again because they did that so good, from her daughter coming out and singing, from them singing Joyful Joyful to Queen Latifah and Common, Doja Cat, SZA, Doechii, Nas, like they thought that out, sat and really said, we're gonna put respect on Miss Hill's name, and they did. And you could tell her heart was full, her speech was beautiful. And I love that she sung X Factor. She was like, I ain't nobody seen this. I see they said ain't nobody was gonna sing this, so I'ma sing it. And I feel like it was perfect for her to sing it. It was meant for her to sing it, you know. So I really, 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 love the BET Awards this year. And on top of that, people dressed immaculate. People looked really, really good and put effort into it, from the men to the women. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Because it was a good show. Drewski really did a good one, mingling with the guests. He did a good job. Go check that out. Now, we done rambled on about music. We done rambled on about beyond the headlines. But I got to go to one of my favorite segments where we hold the line for the 28th hour of truth, where I get into letters from people like you, my 28th hour insiders, who want clarity on what's going on in their world, and they let us be all up in their business. So let's start with the first letter. The subject line was, he came back, but should I? Not one of these again, but let's go. I've been wanting my I've been with my boyfriend on and off for almost 6 years. Last fall, he told me he needed space because he didn't know who he was anymore. 3 weeks later, I found out he was dating someone else. Now, this sounds like Where I Want to Be by Donnell Jones. Where a man, I love her, but, I don't know. Because you said on and off 6 years, so that is a long time. But to play it crazy and he's out dating someone else, it's like you want to see your options. So that's fair, I guess, but it depends on how he went about that. So you weren't clear about, as far as like, I don't know. Here we go. I was devastated. I blocked him, cried for months, and honestly started putting myself back together. I got into therapy, started going to the gym, and even took a solo trip for the first time. All healthy things. I'm glad that you did all of that in the midst of him, leaving you and trying out something new. So now, almost a year later, he's back. He says he's made the biggest mistake of his life. He says he compares everyone to me. His family keeps telling me he's changed. My friends are split. Half of them say people deserve second chances. The other half says if he loved me, he never would have risked losing me. Here's the problem. I still love him, but I don't trust him. Right. Can you love someone enough to try again, even when you know you'll question every late text, every cancel plan, and every I'm just tired? Or am I just confusing what's familiar with love? Uh, confused, or am I confusing my comfortability with his love because of 6 years being hard to walk away from? I need people to understand, just because you did this amount of time and X amount of time and this amount of time, maybe that was the time that was allotted for you to see things that you didn't want for your next situation or your husband. Don't cut yourself short because you want to stay comfortable. No one wins being comfortable. You just sit there. You don't have room to grow. He got to go and see what was out there for him. You were devastated and you went out and you grew and learned stuff about yourself. You won't even technically be the same woman you were when you were with him because of all this good work you did. I think that it's just about you wanting to be comfortable. And I feel like you should just put your big girl panties on and just take that leap of faith on banking on yourself, because he had the opportunity and he chose otherwise. I'm not saying that people don't change, but you could have been a mighty lesson in his life to grow up, so that when he does meet his person, because his person doesn't necessarily have to be you, It just means that when he does meet his person, he knows what not to do. He knows how to better communicate. Sometimes, and it's sad, but it's the truth. We are lessons to people. Even if we are currently with that person, you don't necessarily know. God has the final say, but we are lessons to people. And that doesn't mean you have to stick with it. I say keep doing the good work on yourself and discovering new things about yourself. Allow yourself to date and see if that's he is something that you want, you know, to deal with. And then once you get your experiences, because that's what I want you to do, go get your experiences. Because he went and dated and seen that that wasn't for him. You weren't clear if you did the same thing. So I feel like at least give yourself a chance to do that. I mean, Heather Haley said it. If you love something, you got to let it go. But if it comes back, then it means so much more. So I don't know. It's a yin and yang. No real answers, right? You know, no real right answers. So I want to ask y'all, would you rather rebuild trust or build a new life without the person who broke it? Because, and that's another thing too, you're going to constantly think about that, and that's going to shatter your peace that you spent so long rebuilding. So it's a lot to lose here to just be comfortable. You're losing a lot of your growth. You will begin to stunt your growth again. So y'all let me know, would you rather rebuild trust or build a new life without the person who broke it? Let's move on to the next letter. The next letter. Something follow me home. Dear K. Camille, I know this sounds crazy, but I promise I'm not making this up. A few months ago, my cousin convinced me to visit an abandoned church that's supposedly haunted. We laughed, took pictures, and left. That's where you went wrong there. We ain't even down to the letter, and you went wrong. I don't play with the dead. I don't play with nothing. Churches held funerals. Churches is religion. I don't play with stuff like that. Don't play with stuff like that. Of course, I'm follow you. Let's keep reading. Ever since then, weird things have been happening. I wake up at exactly 3:33 almost every night. The hallway light in my apartment flickers only when I'm walking past it. Twice I've heard sounds like my name whispered when I was completely alone. The strangest thing happened last week. I was cleaning my apartment and found an old photograph underneath my couch. The problem is, I've lived here for 3 years. I've never seen this picture before. No one, no one, no one in it looks familiar. I've asked everyone who's ever been to my apartment. No one knows where it came from. I don't know if I'm becoming paranoid, if grief is messing with my head, or if something really did just follow me home that day. What would you do? I would not have, first of all, I would have never went to no church that's supposedly haunted, took selfies in a duck face, and laughed. That is disrespectful to the dead. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that's your discernment saying, hey, it's something in here. You need to go to a church that is open and alive and well, and go get a priest to bless your home, because I do feel like you brought something to follow you home. I'm very stickler on that. Even when I go to funerals and we got to go and, go bury them and whatever, I be like, excuse me, pardon me. I don't mean no disrespect. Excuse me, pardon me, because I'm in y'all world. I'm in y'all final resting space. So I don't want to be too loud. I don't want to stump too loud. And laugh at me, laugh to the bank. But I don't play with that because I can't see them and they can see me. And I don't want them to think that I'm being disrespectful. So I did, hey, rest in peace. I'm not disrespecting the dead. I'm just trying to pay respects to this one, make sure that they got a final resting place. Hallelujah. I don't play with that. So you need to get your house prayed over. It's not nothing Sage gonna do about that. You really need to get your house prayed over and not do that ever again. And ask your friend if she experiencing some stuff. I'm curious. And you let us know back over here. Let's move on to this last story, y'all. I mean, not story, letter. Who, when we talk about no easy answers, let's get into it. Do I tell the truth even if it destroys a family? Dear K. Camille, I've been carrying a secret for almost 8 months. I accidentally found out that my best friend's husband has another child. I don't know how you accidentally find that out, unless it's in the midst of conversation and didn't nobody know you knew. Well, whatever. Not an affair from years ago. A toddler. He doesn't know that I know. She has no idea. I found out completely by accident through someone we both knew. That we both know. Every time we're together, I feel sick because she's planning another baby with him. If I tell her, I could destroy her marriage. If I don't tell her, I feel like I'm helping him lie. People always say tell the truth. But what if the truth changes everyone's lives forever? Okay, let's go back. So multiple people know about this. And if they both, because you said I found out completely by accident through someone we both know, so that person knows too. Okay. Now I'm going to keep it so real with you because I would try to protect my friend at all costs, and I know why you apprehensive because women do be acting weird when you try to tell them about their man. I get it, but would you feel better knowing that you prevented some heartache? Because say your friend went through all this, kept that baby, and you know that that baby has a sibling. She thinking this is his second child, and it actually his third. Like that is gonna be a lifelong thing that you carry to the point you wouldn't even feel right being her friend. So either way it go, damn if you do, damn if you don't, because okay, if you tell her and she goes the fuck off and then you just lost your friend, at least you have conscience in knowing that you told the truth on what you had. Because again, planning another baby is serious work because you're bringing another life into the world. You're doing the wear and tear on your body. Think of it, if it were you, would you want somebody to say something? Even if you're saying something to her to keep her antennas up, to watch her back, like maybe you shouldn't be focusing on the baby right now. Check what's your man doing. You know what I'm saying? So, I get your perspective of destroying her marriage. I get the perspective of how people act when it comes to their man. I get all of that. But I'm looking at it as if my homegirl is in the Lululand with her husband and I know for a fact he got a toddler somewhere, oh, I gotta say something so she can protect herself because exit all the adults out the situation. These children, what they ain't gonna know about each other, and then when it hit the fan, then just like I was saying before, your friend goes through with the pregnancy and finds out while she's pregnant, and then God forbid have a miscarriage or anything. You wouldn't be able to because you knew and you supposed to be her friend. So I would just, hey girl, listen, I love you. I'm telling you this. I got to because I can't. I have to be real with you and be ready what comes with it after. But I will have solace in knowing that I gave her the truth so she could decide what she wanted to do. Now, if she decides to stay with old boy and continue doing then it becomes ain't your business. But if you got some vital information that it can affect people's lives, because that can really affect people's lives, her bringing another child in this world, finding out about the new baby, and then they get a divorce anyway. Now it's extra kids that didn't necessarily have to be in this mess that their father created. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. And you know, it ain't even about helping him lie. It's just this is really your homegirl. It ain't really got nothing about him. He a dog. He did what he did. It ain't about you being quiet is doing an in my opinion, is doing a disservice to your friend because as women we know what we go through when we're pregnant. And when you do that for a man, when you have a man's child, it's supposed to be special. You're supposed to be honored. You're supposed to be respected because I'm growing your seed from my body. So the fact that he stepped out on their marriage and had a toddler means two, one, two, only been here 2 years. The most three. That it's a disconnect. So I would tell her, and just be ready for what comes from it, because she could look at it and you will be at her next wedding and she like, it's because of my friend here that I found my new husband. And then she can have her true fairy tale dream. Okay. But yeah, don't carry that on your heart. That just, to me, is too much for a person who ain't even got nothing to do with it to be carrying. Just say it. That's your girl. Now, I got a question for y'all out there. If protecting someone's peace means hiding the truth, is it really protection? Y'all let me know what y'all think below as it pertains to this 28th hour of truth letter. Episode 34 was deep. It was really deep. It really was. Until next time, bye. And that's episode 34's end. And as always, thank you for spending part of your day with me here in the 28th hour. If tonight's conversation made you think, laugh, or gave a different perspective, I love for you to share it with someone who enjoy it too. You can keep up with me on Facebook and Instagram under the 28th hour title experience title, and you can also listen to me on Spotify. You can follow me on Spotify and listen to and subscribe here on YouTube as always. But make sure you never miss an episode by hitting that notification bell. You'll see everything that I have going on. And if you have a story, a question, or a situation you like featured in the 28th hour experience, or the 28th hour of truth, I should say, send it my way. You never know. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to move on with their life, because this episode was crazy. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep protecting your peace, and I'll meet you in the 28th hour soon. Bye.
Stories that leave you shook. K Camille, 28th hour experience.